So today we are here to introduce ourselves. My name is Robyn Mumford and this is my business partner,
Amor Friday.
And we started a company called Hope and Hustle Blueprint. And we just wanted to come in here today and have a chat to each other and see if it might be something that you could be encouraged by or find some hope in. And let's start. So Hope and Hustle Blueprint started officially on, I think it was about the 1st or the 2nd of September, after we bought this program in June. And it took a while because it wasn't what we thought we were going to be getting ourselves into. So I come from a background of multi-level marketing and direct selling. And so I was with the company for 16 years, showed people how to sell. I was a team leader. I then moved to the South Coast where I met Amor, and I've been here for 3 years. In that process, I resigned from what I was doing, and I had looked at one or two other options over the years, yet I hadn't found something that was authentic to who I was or who I am and what I wanted to do. So when we first got here, when people say, "What do you do?" and I'm like, I paint my nails and watch the whales, because we live at the coast, right? And then anyway, a friend had said to me, long story short, her husband is looking for somebody to assist as a personal assistant. So I got a real job. And I worked there for 9 months. And I'd say week 1, I knew that I was going to be there for a fun time and not a long time, because I can't do sitting behind a desk. I can't do Excel. It feels like I'm in a cage. Oh, I forgot about that. I felt like I was in a cage. Anyway, so fast forward, came September 2023, and I resigned. 1st of September was my first day of Freedom Friday. Today's Freedom Friday. And resigned to pursue something which then kind of looked different over time. Then a mutual friend of ours spoke to me about another opportunity, and she had shared with me, and she said, "No, you don't have to recruit," because I was done with recruiting. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. And her friend had made 10K in 30 days. And I was like, 10K? I promise you now, when I heard that, I was so broken that I was like, put it to the back of my mind. Then February came, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a look at this webinar. So I took a look, and I promise you, in the first couple of minutes, it was 2 hours, the webinar, just saying, I listened to it from beginning to end, and I was so excited. Something just resonated with me. I just got it. It was just like the light bulb came on for me. So then I was like, okay, well, I don't have to recruit anybody. So let me go to people that are closest to me, that I won't be sort of offended by if they think it's a cuck idea. So I went to my friend who is like data and numbers and analysis, and I'm like, she's definitely going to say no, but it would be cool if she kind of took a look and could share what she thought.
And we were driving at the time.
Were we?
Yes, we were driving, and you asked me. I was like, no, there's no ways in hell this is going to work.
So then I also didn't know it was about digital marketing, and I had absolutely no idea what digital marketing was, what it entailed. Then another friend said to me, "Are you going to be an influencer?" And I'm like, what the heck? I'm too old for that. So I listened to the webinar. I was sold. And then it took a while. And I said to Amor, "Can you take a look, see what you think?" So it was a hard no for quite a while. And then just before we came on here, I was like, well, what was it for you that you were like, well, maybe?
So at first, I've not had solid jobs my whole life, but I have for the past 9 years worked in corporate. So for me, you work hard and you get paid. You work for an actual job where there's security and you know what you're going to get at the end of every single month, and that is what you do because you build security for your family, and you know that's just how life works. However, I have also seen people make really comfortable lives for themselves and their families by non-traditional ways. But in my mind, it has to be this way. You have to work for someone 40 plus hours a week. You are always going to be shortchanged, but only the people with money are going to make money. You're going to have to, this is security for your family. So for me, it was a hard no from day one.
Get a real job.
Yeah, get a real job. And also, for me, there was this perception of people will do this because they are too lazy to work. So for me, one of the biggest things is the first webinar I watched said very clearly it's a 2-hour workday. So in my mind, it was for lazy people, because why would anyone want to work only 2 hours a day but get all the financial benefits of it? And it just didn't make sense. Like, in my head, it couldn't work. Not that I don't want the time freedom, but just financially, it just didn't make sense. So that was one of the biggest things that I was against. So when I started this, I was retrenched after working for a big international corporate company for 9 years. I felt like I had a lot of job security, which was maybe very ignorant to believe, but I did feel like that. And I knew eventually I had to find something else, because, and I mean, I've been saying that for ages. So when I started this, I had nothing else to do. I had been applying for jobs. There was just no other options. There was nothing else as a plan B. So day one, I started because of God confirming this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't think necessarily I believed in all of it could work the way that most people do when they purchase, but everything I prayed about, I mean, we had so many confirmations at the same times from different things, outside things, that couldn't possibly know what journey we were on.
You can't make this stuff up. Was said a lot, and between laughing and crying, yes.
Yeah, there has been a lot of crying and laughing. And so for me, it was that. I really didn't believe in it. But I knew that God said this is what you should be doing, and this is the journey you need to be on at the moment. I didn't know why, and you know what? And
it's not meant to be easy, apparently.
No, and I didn't question it because I think I was just so broken that when you're broken, you don't have time to go and analyze stuff. There's nothing left to give. So when we started with the setup of the program, and you now purchase the program, you have to log in and you start watching your first video, and it explains to you how to join the community. It explains to you how to buy your email, how to buy your actual website, and then you go into the technical side and it explains to you how to import your whole system and get everything set up.
This is where she got excited, and I was like, oh, heck, I can't do this. I cannot do this on my own. I can do Sparkly Personality and YouTube and TikTok and all those things. And she's going, oh, look, you can connect the domain. And I'm going, the what?
So when I started doing all of that and all of the information was there, I started to see the business, and that it was a real business. This was not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's like any other business, any other startup. You have to gain the knowledge to actually make it work. Yes, are there a few lucky hits in the beginning with someone buying immediately off a video? Of course. But the reality is to have substance and really build on your dream, you start to understand that you need the knowledge. And it's not a quick thing. It is with all the learning. I mean, I don't think I have learned this much about myself, about social media, about the world, about everything ever in my life. This has been like such a, I don't know, you really have to dig deep to understand. You have now started your own business. You've invested in this, and you need to make it work, and it is so possible, and it is proven over and over and over again. And even the hard days, I mean, we have got so many confirmations. On some of the hardest days, there would be this bird that comes to the window.
I think in some of my, there must be in my content somewhere where the
Yeah.
bird comes to the window. You can't make this stuff up, yeah.
And there would be this bird that comes to the window, and he's just adamant to get our attention. Now, we know we've got these film things on the windows, and it makes the birds watch themselves and that kind of thing, but it's not normal, the extent to what these things happen.
Like literally knocking on the window. And I'm like, you need to be specific. So I'm like all about vision boards and your dreams and goals. And I'm always like, just let's get this thing done. Like, just like calm down. And then I'm like, but there'll be signs. And then you literally hear this.
And the bird
window.
wouldn't go away. Like, it is really strange. But I don't see those birds naturally in our garden. They're not one of the ones like the hoddy-daws and everything else. They're not here all the time.
What is it? Hornbill.
Yes. That is the most persistent. So there's a family of 3, a mom, a dad, and then a younger one that's quite a bit smaller. But they are persistent. They are really persistent, and they keep us on track, I think. And biblically, like a bird has been the sign of so many transitions, like with Noah's Ark, when the dove came with the olive branch, and just when the Holy Spirit, when the skies opened up and the dove came down from the sky. There's so many things where a bird significantly indicates a journey that's either changing or beginning, and for me that has been very significant.
And I've seen loads of crowned eagles in the last couple of months and weeks as well, having said that, and just with that sort of journey.